No, actually, there's
right. Blue Troopers, if this is working, we're at PAMSCON in Plant City, Florida.
All right, guys. The judges meeting. If you want to be a judge, please go over to the west side of the building where that tall, sort of gray-haired man over there is standing, waving his arms up in the air. That is Alan Patrick. He is our head judge. Go see him. Go to the judges meeting. Get trained. Get ready to judge.
Right. We are live.
Go take it from there.
Fran, we're live. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Blue Troopers, how you doing?
We're here at PAMSCON in Plant City, Florida, and it's a nice turnout. I'm going to go get some pictures later. We have very serious security here. And 501st Regiment is providing security. And we have Steve Iverson from Cult TV Man right next door to us. Whenever chatted with him, I just posted a brief interview with him. So a lot of cool stuff going on. So you know what? I'm just going to let this thing run, and we'll see what.
You want to walk around with it? I'll stay here.
That's a thought.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I hope I don't make everybody seasick.
All right. Too bad. You mean you don't have stabilization built into your PC?
I have no idea. You asked me these technical questions.
There you go.
Hey, I just ride into things. I don't know how they work.
Woof woof. That's my other dog.
Woof woof.
That's my other dog imitation, right?
Let's see here. What was I? YouTube. Let's just take. All right. All right. Let me go walk around just a little bit.
Take it around. I'll come down here.
All right. All right, we're going to walk around PAMSCON. Everything is represented. I'll do a video later. Ton of vintage kits, a lot of new stuff.
Come get your raffle tickets. Raffle tickets are on sale. We're going to be having our first drawing for the.
I didn't see the Blue Devil earlier.
A few minutes. Don't forget, raffle tickets are $1 each. You can get 7 raffle tickets for $5. You can get 14 tickets for $10. Or you can splurge and go huge. Get 30 tickets for $20. And you can put it in whatever category you would like to win a prize in, or you can put it in the big prize bucket over here at the end of the table. We've got a huge Spanish galleon. We've got a 132 scale B25. We've got a giant Gundam kit. We have another Gundam kit and a 132 scale HK models TO335. So come get some tickets, put them in your bucket that you'd like to win something out of, and good luck.
What we got here? Okay, this kit looks like it was made for the Japanese market, 24 scale, late model 0. Okay. Oh, Bandai. That's who made that one. Okay. A lot of Hasegawa kits today. A lot of airliners.
Hi.
Hey. Larry.
How are you, sir?
Living the dream. Doing a little live streaming here. And
Cool.
I just hope I'm not making everybody seasick walking around with this. Oh, my God. I had that like twice as a kid.
I made this when I was like 14 years old.
Oh,
Unbelievable. I wonder if everything is.
did you ever get the thing to work? The lighted sign and
Jeez Louise.
How can anybody be angry?
God.
oh, and that was the waning days of Monogram. They're like, come on, find a new way to still get the styrene to move.
Unbelievable.
Kit model industry, death by video game.
Yeah. Who you streaming with?
I'm on my channel, Maxsmodels. So,
What kind of?
just kit model channel, just
What's it called?
Max's Models.
Awesome.
And oh
What
Lord,
great tell is this?
that is the I think it's supposed to be the advanced Apollo, the Apollo 24, I think they call it. Basically, although it looks more like the Disney Moonliner. Pop the instruction sheet out there, and I'll bet you, because it's got, looks like, okay, two halves. Disney Moonliner is in thirds, which made it more difficult. Yeah, that's, I think it was repackaged as the Apollo 24, then the Moonliner, and it's just kind of reimagining of Disney's Mars liner, I think. At least I gave you a base with it. No, that is the Mars liner. I stand corrected. It's just, I mean, that is the Disney's Mars liner, but looks like it. Yeah. Is it? Are there two or? Oh, there are. It is thirds. There are three. I thought those were half. Yeah, I actually just built that for the first time recently. I had an old Glencoe kit. That looks like, I'm not sure it's the same scale. The instruction sheet.
I'm not sure if all the parts are there.
Some of them dropped in the box. By Glencoe Models and Roland. Okay, this says Glencoe, so I guess it's just some kind of reimagining or reboxing the Glencoe kit with a base. I'm not really sure what the story is on this. Huh.
Here's one landing gear.
Yeah.
I'm looking for two more.
Mars liner. They give you a bunch of different. This is definitely much later.
Yeah,
I don't know if Glencoe put this. It says instructions by Glencoe Model Company and Rolando Gutierrez, but it doesn't say who actually made this kit. I don't know. Maybe some kind of pirate job. There's nothing on the box.
gorgeous decals.
Yeah. Cool. U.S. Mars Force. Yeah, maybe one of the glue troopers will know something about that.
Cute.
I'm live streaming, but I can't read any comments because I'm busy live streaming.
What's your website?
Max's Models. MAXSMODELS. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you out of?
I live up in Jacksonville.
Oh, no kidding. I'm
Yeah.
in Ocala.
Oh, okay. You're not far away. My brother's moved down here. Lake City, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that, 20 miles, 40 miles away?
20 miles,
Yeah.
18, 20 miles north of me.
Do you sell these as like
No. I'm not a vendor.
you're not a vendor, just not a customer? Okay.
I've got the reflection of being.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. It's a special edition with a resin base. I knew somebody would know. It's like my co-host. Okay. Well, a ton of them. Let me walk over to. Fran's got a bunch of cars for sale sitting at my table. Yeah. Well, let me mosey over there. Okay. All right. Thanks, Larry. Well, we learned stuff whether we wanted to or not.
Get 4 and it's like 11 or 12.
Oh, okay, Steve, here's a bunch of cars right here. You'll see them in about 20 seconds. Mostly AMT and MPC, and some bigger stuff here from Revell. Oh, just a second. Okay. These are Revell kits. These are there's a monogram 112 Ferrari, and these are the big ones. Revell Revolution funny car, Hawaiian Charger funny car. And some Tamiya stuff too. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep wandering around here.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Red 2.
Oops, sorry. I've only gotten one, and I got it for $5. I needed it was a 148 cell OH6 that it would go perfectly on my helicopter, and it didn't have a 148 Cayuse, so. I sold about 3 or 4 Ian's kits. And there's Cult TV, man. He's got your moons. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you saw the video I posted earlier, but with Steve. But there's you'll see in about 20 seconds, your C-Lab. That is the original test shot. And, oh, okay. Yeah, you're running a good 30, 40 seconds behind then.
Yeah, that just came out. They did it about a year and a half ago as
The invisible creature. He's got some of that, what is it, Model X or X Factor, that kind. He's got some of their stuff. And, yeah. Yeah, it's visible. Yeah, it's with real guts. That's it, Super 7. Yeah, that's it, Super 7. Could you hold that in front of the, there. That's it. It's got, looks like the circulatory system, the breathing lungs, the guts. And oh, you know what they should have put in there as a gag? Is like some little half-digested fish. Thanks. What is that, $54? There's the moon suit, and that thing's $60. What is it? That beer can moon suit is $60. It is? Oh, okay. Here's our table. You'll see in a second, but I'm going to go around, get back around here. Oh, here's a ton of cars. Mostly the, the AMTs and NPCs and 37 Chevy Coupe Stove Bolts, Mongoose, Grumpy's Vega, Hearst Daily, Harry Olds, Tom McEwen, Scarlett's Windjammer, Dan Gurney's Lotus Racer. Got a ton of stuff here. Oh. Wow, you're way behind. Oh.
And the Renwell one ran with, like mine runs with an electric motor, spark plugs.
Yeah, that's well, yes, but actually it's a new mold.
So it's a little bit different.
I was hoping my
No, that's the first shot. That's the very first test shot.
Building it.
never showed no interest.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. They're still
Yeah, I
working
mean, I
some
think
bugs
it's
out and everything, but he.
I said I'll never get the building.
You got to give
so
credit him and Andy.
somebody else will,
He's had about a half dozen kits remade. He's got the Witch coming out. And a few
I'll
others.
end up buying something out of here. I'll look.
Now,
yeah, no,
he does have.
can't. It's almost
some of the other
you gotta-
companies making for him. But he's still
it's almost like a
backing
rite of passage. You come here, you got to leave with something. Right?
That's gutsy thing to do. He also, he's Steve is
Always
Frank
need another
Winsper,
project.
who started
Think for the
Hobbies.
future.
And
Yeah, I got 4 or 5 on the bench right now.
I have a chest pen, but he's not here. I've never actually had him. Man, I tell you what, getting the molds made, you know what a nightmare that is. Yeah. You know what?
Yep.
I think I'm going to go wander around. Fran? I'm going to go wander around and look at some of the builds. I've just been looking at the vendors.
Okay.
And that's all I have to show.
Yeah,
you.
no problem. Yeah. Well, that's how I learned.
Learn how to paint.
Yeah.
You know, don't you discipline
And
stick with something.
let's go
Well,
take
my
a
dad
look.
was,
You still
if you can't fix it, you can't fix your car, then I guess you're not
I'm gonna,
driving it.
you might not be able to hear me because I'm holding a laptop and a telephone. But I'm going to go around and look at some of the builds.
Yep. But my dad taught me too. I'll have to say my dad did.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye. Bye.
All right, get around, buy lots of stuff.
Do you work for Spray Gunner?
Yeah.
I've ordered stuff from you guys. I think I like your products and your. I mean, it's, everything I've ordered has been right. So. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take all the freebies coming my way. Oh, just scored a spraygunner.com ball cap. I've ordered stuff from them in the past, and it's been real good. All right, let's start off here. Longest day. We have a Panther and a Sherman. And the Sherman has the hedge cutter on it.
I'm gonna judge.
Oh, this hat is stretchy. Great. Good.
Get to the paint, this was nasty.
And I took a photograph of this panther because I might paint my Tamiya panther that way. This one was by Dragon. And the usual beautiful workmanship you'd expect from models and something like this. All right, here we have another Sherman. Tamiya. Beauty, eh? And all right, P-47 Thunderbolt, a Chilean M8, and a Panzer Mark IV by Academy. These they have full. This Chile has a full interior in it. The armored car. This is why you'll never see one of my models. These tables. These things are beautifully done. Just gorgeous. Finishes and everything. Crystal clear canopy. All right, what do we have here? He's got it covered up, but it's a Ferrari. It looks like a Testarossa. I go down here, we have the Tiga Panzaya, a Tiger tank. A Tamiya 135th. Just a lovely build. Oh, some sci-fi, motorcycle, figurine. When spies meet. And over here, got the woolly mammoth. Oh, the wasp. All metal kit. Wildebeest. Oh, there's a croc trying to eat one of them. I don't know if you can see the crocodile or not. Beautiful. Stearmans. Here we have a collection of what looks to be 5 different Stearmans. Some in military configuration, some in aerobatic aircraft configuration. Let me move that up a little bit. You know, we were just talking about this airplane the other night when I pointed out in the movie North by Northwest that I wasn't a Stearman that was chasing Cary Grant, but an N3. These things are all fully rigged also. Green Acres is the place for me. Farm living is the life I see. Ferrari convertibles. 29mm collection. Yeah, I know stuff. Da, 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 da. Russian tanks. I just built 2 of them myself in 1/48 scale, KV2 and at JS2. And he's got, well, he doesn't have a JS2. I mean, he's got a JS2, he doesn't have a KV2, he's got a KV1. What's over here? The Dragon Turtle. There's a little nightmare fuel for you. Ooh! There's that big Von Braun space station that Steve Iverson has. That's all lit up and beautiful built. And he was saying that kit's a lot tougher than you think. It's got a lot of parts to it. Now that I look at it, because we talked about this on the show recently. And I think it was on the live stream. And here you can see it. Man, beautiful work. I love the lighting. And there's a Discovery all lit up over there. You know what?
All right, can I get everyone's attention real quick? This is kind of important. We are getting ready to start judging. We are not closing the contestant area. maybe to our detriment, but we're not going to. If we come to judge your model, and you're standing there looking at it, and you start telling us how to judge it and how to look at it, you're going to get disqualified. Just saying that right off the top. We want to be fair. We're going to be even across the board. You're welcome to stand there and listen to them talk. But if you add your 10 cents in it, 2 cents in it, whatever, how much you have in your pocket, it will be disqualified. If the judges ask you to move so that they can look at a model, please do so. We're trying this out. We're going to see how it works, but we are leaving the contestant area open. So work with us. We'll work with you. We'll be fair in our judging. We'll see how this works.
Halt in the name of the law. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. See if you can guess what's going on here. Loose it up.
Well, hey, Biggs is still there.
Yeah. Got Tyree, got Hutch.
Be a cat, and then be a dog. Always wanted to know. They could get to the trench anywhere from the desert. How did they start so far away?
Because that was in the script. My theory is that there was actually a ray shield covering it.
Then why did
That would have stopped. That would have stopped. So they had to get in. You know,
they had to start from the same point because it seemed like every successive run.
Stan Lee
got
did a
closer.
thing about that shortly after he passed away. He's like in a spacesuit, got a bomb. He just hovers over these awesome props and goes, "You know, you're in space. You can just, you know." I made years ago. I made a gag movie with my models using green screen, and I said, "No, well, see trench run." He goes, "But you didn't see what really happened." And it showed a UFO interceptor from the TV show UFO just slowly go over the thing, aim and just drop its torpedo and fly away. Now that was Spielberg always wanted to do a dam busters type thing, and that's what that was all about. He wanted to do a World War II dogfight. That's just like a North by Northwest. The famous scene with the crop duster, which wasn't a Stearman, it was an N3. Had nothing to do with the whole movie.
He wanted to see.
Hitchcock had always wanted to do a scene like that where guys caught out in the open. Right. At first, it was going to be a tornado. They said, no, there's not. I mean, a tornado is an act of nature. It had to be menacing after him.
Right.
He just wanted the agoraphobic nightmare. So he said, I got the money, I got the budget, I got the time, I got the acting.
What the hell?
Finally.
Oh, the Klingons are having a bad day on that one. What's he got the flying sub? I've done that Boba Fett. Oops. Here we go. And I've done that flying one. Martians invade New Jersey.
They're not ones who walk around for all the signs.
Here we have real space. World War I aircraft. Now there's the Stearman crop duster. It'd be an early post-war one, still got the original engine on it, I think.
Did you see the engine test stand there?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, full interior, yeah.
The gauges, it all has gauges on it.
That's great.
This is the whole story. I saw this on Enzo Ferrari's desk in Italy last year.
Oh. You know, I always felt that if you build a wingnut wings airplane, because the engine's so detailed, you should set these engines in the interior as a side display, because you can't see it once the model's together.
Exactly.
Then everything's there. It's magnificent work.
This is Rodin.
The Rodins are, that's great that it's a Rodin, because Rodins are tough to do. They don't.
Hard kit.
They are. I built a couple of them.
This is a Rodin kit as well.
Really?
That's the one they said was impossible to build.
Well, I think
And the reason they said it was impossible to build, the inner struts, and you know what mirroring is, right?
where you copy one side, yeah.
It looks the opposite way.
Right.
So their instruction sheet was mirrored. So this strut and that strut were reversed in the instruction sheet. Once you turned around, it fit like a glove.
Well, I'm assuming this is an early post-war conversion because he still has what looks like the 220 on it instead of the 450.
Yeah, look here.
With a spreader bar. Yep. And then there's a wind generator and the spreader bar and the. I grew up on a duster strip, so.
I made that.
Did you? It's beautiful work. I'm assuming that's supposed to be like a 220 or 330J because it's not the big 450 Pratt.
No, this is whatever stock.
Oh, okay. Well, after the war, for a while they did. Later on, they started slapping bigger and bigger engines on them. To the point they actually had one of them, at least I know of, they literally pulled the engine off of it. I'm like, guys, it wasn't made for a 600 horsepower engine.
No.
That's why they put on the egg. Built the egg cat. Oh, what's your name?
Don Check. Don Check.
Don Check. Don, beautiful work, sir. Especially the Rodin kid. You got more patience than I do.
I got more time.
That was Don Check, and he did that Rodin kit and did a fantastic job. Oh, there's our XP47H with the two inline engines.
Steve
Judge is working on the military aircraft.
Newman. Meet Brad by your
There's Tamiya Skyraider. I have 3 of those waiting on me. Beautiful work on everything. A-15. Now here's an oddity. It's an F-15, but he says Fighting Falcon. F-15 is the Eagle. Not entirely sure. I think somebody might have got the aircraft a little confused. A-10 launching them. Beautiful AirCav UH-1. Buccaneer. Mighty 7.2. Skyhawk. Man, these builds are fantastic. I don't know what that is. Some kind of squirrel whirl. The helicopter tomorrow today. The toad, the frog. Oh, there's that big, large-scale Devastator. Magnificent work. And he even got the, you notice he's got the star on the bottom of the wing with the dot in it with the star. That's T-16. And twin 30. So that's from Torpedo Squadron A because he's got the twin 30 calibers. And sometimes they couldn't get up to the back of the wing there in the hangars to blot out the star on the bottom, but they did on the fuselage. Magnificent Marine Corps Cobra. We set this down someplace so I can get some pictures of these. It's like we got it here on camera. Pamon. Somebody's Panther broke. He had to get towed. Some 116 stuff. Yeah. There's Bruce the shark that he used to make Jaws.
Okay, what's that?
I couldn't believe it.
Was there damage to
No, it last
Bondi
Saturday,
Godzilla.
I was at the hobby shop. Or I dropped something.
I read it's 4 lights, I'm sorry.
I did. I was going to fix it. Yeah, but you didn't do that. No, here's what happened. The blood's going in the wrong direction. I know. All that happened when I dropped that on there was it broke her head off and it broke the whole sword. Yeah. So I took it home and I'm like, all right, I'm going to fix it.
And the juniors. All kinds of dioramas. High Road to Rome. Beautiful diorama, huge too. Oops. Yeah, this is why none of my models end up on these tables. These things are all fantastic builds. The subs and the ships. Some mega car models.
Okay, you let Gordon know.
All right. Some larger scale stuff. It's got to be tough to be a judge because all these models are so good.
That mosquito is good. These.
You're getting feet.
I'm getting feet. Thanks. No, thanks for telling me. I can't see what I'm actually doing here, so probably getting a lot of really bad footage.
Oh yeah. And it's definite. They're finding excuses not to give him compensation, and he has end-stage lung disease. And he should have retired from clinical practice. If he wanted me, and I treated him for different than he should have contacted me. He contacted me when I was out of town and a week to go. And I couldn't write a letter, and I feel so bad. And but that, and the other thing is, I don't like armchair warriors. People just come to the sofa and go around. Oh, yeah. More is brutal. Because the armor young man in the late 20s, you know, I always think exactly what I tell them. People who don't know more than most are soldiers, sailors, everything. Because we know what it means. The something is like, I am still in one. I was that's why this is.
The nice people at spraygunner.com gave me this hat, and it's a stretchy hat, so I don't have to keep adjusting it. And it actually fits even my big noggin. That's saying something. And we have a catalog from Coltman's TV and Hobby Shop. He had to he's actually got to make a bigger catalog because he's expanding it. And that's CultTVManShop.com. And we had some folks from Pelican, apparently Pinellas County modelers and Space Coast alternate the nationals every year, so that's April 26th to 2025. And you can look up Polish. And I can't see the comments here. Let me see what's going on the channel.
I was following an injury from all-war injury in the leg.
Okay, children, behave. Yeah, I figured since I can't do a live stream tonight because I'm going to, be on my way back from here, why not just do it now? So I brought the laptop with me. And, I'm able to follow a little bit here on my phone. Turn the volume down on this. All right.
This is just the battery and the motor.
So, I've already sold a few of Ian's kits. I still have this Captain Scarlet Supersonic Transport plane, and I got the these are for sale from Hurricane Hobbies here at PAMSCON. Hi, how you doing?
Met you at Jacksonville.
Okay.
Watch your videos all the time.
Well, we're live streaming right now, so if you want to say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Introduce yourself.
My name's Bill.
It's Bill. And he was at JaxCon also. Trying anything interesting so far? Oh, okay. Oh, my God. I just built that F100. I mean, I literally finished that like a week ago.
I didn't bring my big bag.
This is a starter.
Well, we're wheeling and dealing. If you see something you like, we'll talk price. Don't let the sticker shock scare you. I got 2 Halcyon. I'm not sure one of the Halcyon kids went, but we still got the Predator. Got the T2. I got a monogram Wolfman. I figure these sci-fi kits are probably, because like Halcyon, you can't find them. So those are most likely to go.
Yeah, I don't do much of that.
No, I only done a little bit. I'm trying to help Ian. You know, he gets these things in lots, you know, and I'm trying to help him move some of it. And, I figure this is the place to do it.
When we were in Jacksonville after the show, we went over there and bought some models.
Oh, now you're doing 148 scale Vietnam era. I did bring the tester, which is actually Eugene.
I have one. I probably don't have as many as you, but I have a lot.
I honestly don't know how many I have, but the glue troopers are giving me most of them, so I owe it to them.
Why do guys buy models that they'll never live long enough to build?
Well, it's in the having. There's a joy in having, even if you don't build it. Yeah. That's what it's. Styrene is our drug of choice.
It's good seeing you again.
You too, sir.
Maybe I'll see you down in Orlando.
It's possible. Certainly possible. I hope so.
That's nice. We don't have any with this one. Yeah, you get the rehab. Yeah. I know I do. Because better wear. Yeah, but they still right outside of Tampa. Right. Tampa, almost like the head of the Clearwater, in between. Near Safety Harbor. About 45 minutes.
Yes, Kenneth, I did buy, I got a super sweetheart deal on a 148 scale OH6. I've been looking for one for my 148 scale helicopter collection. And so I bought that little, I think it's a little Tamio OH6.
It's better to take back less stuff.
But it's down here in the bag somewhere.
Max is a captain. You guys are JetBlue.
Yeah.
That's what I'm table with you.
Oh, yeah. He didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Best one will probably be this, just because of it's impressive. I don't know if you're familiar with part of the time they have this flagship on. You don't have
and I've got the callous knuckles to prove it.
This is 2 This is a 2-in-1 kit. This is completing. They just released this year, 2024. Really? Yeah. This is actually completing flagship models. It's actually arguably
was it Barbara?
Oh, so you get a trigger action on this. And even with the 0.2 millimeters.
Oh yeah, that's like 180 out.
They're getting super fine lines, comparable to 0.15 already. So it's really high performing. People are loving it right now. So I'd have to say best maybe that one.
But it's
preferential. You know, it depends on the scale.
They have the astronauts before they're astronauts.
No. Let me tell you, I
just like the pistol version style airbrushes, so it's hard to say.
Oh yeah.
If I had to choose one, probably be this one. This one is Eclipses, Iwatas, or people love Iwata.
Yeah, 707.
Workhorses.
5 and Canada. We're not kind of 707 branded.
So you said this is how much? 230.
Brand new 707.
Is that you would not show?
Yeah. I was
Well, that was just those stage 1 engines vibrating.
All right, guys, next race is up on the board. Come check your tickets, see if you won.
Water injection. Give me what power. Black smoke churning out. Trees are shaking. Teeth fillings are falling out of your teeth.
That's right. Come check your tickets.
Well, now
buy
it's
some more tickets. There's plenty of great stuff up here.
Before that, the Ember 190.
Judging is going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still there. What the boring part is driving the airport, TSA, you know, once you're in the airplane and everything's on your way, yeah. But the thing is when you're rolling down the runway, you're kind of through your brain just going, V1 cut, you're focusing on, okay, V1, rotate, pause, rate, gear up. Once the wheels come up, you're kind of like starting to relax a little bit. From the time you push the throttle forward, you get up above 80 knots and hit the high-speed machine until you're airborne and the wheels come up. You're kind of in that, if something happens now, I got to be on the ball. You don't smoke a cigarette, drink a Coke while you're roaring down the runway. You do that at cruise out. If it's close to the ground, you're like,
that's when you got to have split-second reactions.
I'll tell you something.
I would imagine
some people avoid it, but I got like 707.
That's one you've got here.
oh yeah. It's its own little religious experience.
You can pop it right here. It's really that trigger. Really, really
when the actor very, very
Is anybody making an
Dan Blocker?
handgun?
Well, you felt like you lost a cousin.
Is there a good one equivalent to this thing? Or is this what professional?
It's not only acting, it was Hoss. And Hoss was part of your life. Yeah, people don't get that. Yeah, you never meet the actors. I've made that mistake. Never meet the actor.
You were an actor, though.
Look what happened to you.
Look, I made the actor.
So unless it's I don't feel frustrated. But
I've got a low end version of one of these.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's cheap.
Now, I was in Trinidad recently, and it's a half-hour drive to our hotel down these twisty, winding. I literally got seasick in the car from the drive.
What, you flew into Trinidad?
Yeah, we served. And I won't go back. Nothing is Trinidad. It's just that half-hour drive to the hotel in the middle of the night. A little more than I can handle. But when coming back, one thing I noticed,
I wish
you like to say it's a poor country.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, the people seem to be happy.
I'm getting into 32nd and 24th scale.
Yeah.
And I've got a 3 foot wide.
Not yet. I've been debating on going.
Spray booth in my hobby room. And you know, if you're doing a model, it's almost 3 feet long.
You don't want to.
You know what I mean?
So then, like in that scenario, we don't have any with us. We have good version of those Christopher trucks.
Yeah, I understand.
And they're some guy. What's cool about them is that they have all some guys who are cheating with them. It's all the way to 7.
Well, that's just old school. You know.
Old school justice.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Safe travels back to Jackson. All right. Or Gainesville, rather. I said, yes. Single flash straight, I assure you. You're a nice guy.
A lot of cool folks here.
What you get?
The guys at Spray Gun, I've ordered from them. Yeah, they got it. They do everything. Limited all the right stuff.
Did you see that? I want to look at that spray gun. You see that with the rechargeable battery?
No, I didn't.
See that one right there? That's got, it's a rechargeable battery. You don't put that to, you don't attach that to a compressor.
Sure.
I saw that. I want to go look at it.
That could be a game changer.
Big time. I want to go look at it. Well, they're right next door, so we have to grab it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would let us.
Yeah, you guys go take a break. Not a problem.
Yeah.
We got you.
If you're ever more curious, we're out of Holston, Florida. We have I'm in Ocala.
Well,
You're always welcome to stop on in.
we're wheeling and dealing today. You see something you like, talk to me.
It's about 45 minutes from here.
Pushing the styrene, baby. Pushing the
We have a
styrene.
studio space, build space, you know, so you can always come and get your hands on something if you want to actually practically see what you can mess with.
Thank you, Gary.
And I'll have to have my compressors. Larry made his trip out to the car. And he loaded up again.
Trip out to the car right now.
Good lad, good lad.
Come on,
Is there an ATM nearby? Is there
We'll
an
take
ATM
checks.
I don't know.
I
This is the
don't
first
know.
time I've been down here.
This is America. I'm sure there's one somewhere.
This is America.
Yeah, you got to take these Remo kits.
You think so?
Yeah, I know you need them.
You know, I've been collecting information to do a history video on the visible kits, and it's one of those things that's just been on the back burner.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know, I got the visible V8 visible chassis that I love.
yeah, and you know, personally, I never got into the visible thing myself, but I understand the charm behind it. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah. and I got a one. Okay. Did you ever watch
You're
it?
not too far off.
Did you ever watch the Drew Carey
That's
show?
okay, bro.
Was bragging on it. He goes, Drew, are you on the
You got
good?
it.
Oh, you got it?
These Johan kits. I said you need these Johan kits.
Yeah. What do you got there? You got the Plymouth
I got the Fury.
63 Fury and the 62 Fury.
Yeah,
they're both Johan. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they're great kits.
I'm halfway.
Excellent. Send them pictures. They're both perfect and complete. I just not going to get to it. I do vintage wood mostly. Yeah, and they're just, well, the vintage wood I did, the reason I got those Johan kits is Rogers Motor Company that did 5-inch wood kits during World War II. The guy who was the draftsman for Johan, John Kernicke, I always mispronounce his last name, started Johan.
Johan, EMT,
That's it.
That's me.
He does all the
I do the history videos on that.
Okay.
There's a 99% probability if you watch the history video Max did.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty much the most.
Yeah. He's his channel, Max's Models. It's really good. That's how I found Max was. I was looking at the history video for Johan probably had to be 4 years ago. I think we did it.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
And that's how. And it turns out we don't live that far apart.
Oh, okay. A lot of people in Florida.
Oh, there is. There absolutely is. That one's not mine. Yeah. No, it's. Where's your?
Okay, so just a hook clamp.
This your kid,
Do something like this for cable management.
I'm honestly surprised that one's still here. I thought that'd be the first act. Well, no, I knew the Thunderbird would be the first one. Make me an offer.
There must be something to work with.
That was a British thing. It was like Thunderbirds, you know, on the marionette Jerry Anderson. But they had the coolest, although the Angel Interceptor is the one you can't keep on the table if you can find it. You might be a kid of the 60s if your hot chicks were marionettes.
Oh, that's when I came of age.
Of course. I just had, I'm not going to say it, I just had a stupid one.
Especially talking to you and I do. Yeah. It's got a whole different. Well,
Yeah.
20 years ago, it would have a very different connotation.
Oh, yeah.
Today, it would go, oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
we got a Cleveland kid right here. Wheelos of Sterling.
Everything else is gone.
He says the 62 is a keeper.
He wants it.
You want? I'm asking you. You want it? Man, I try to type too fast with these big fingers, and I send some weird messages like, dude, are you having a stroke?
Does he want me to? Yeah, just ask. Does he want me to keep it?
Yeah, okay.
I had 7. I had 7. Basically, when I
I know he won't. He never pays, you know, he's like, because he's got hundreds of them in his stash. So.
No, that's what I'm looking at. And that's for Johan kid. I mean,
No, on eBay, that's about the law. Yeah, that's.
actually, on eBay, they go for like. I'm stupid about that, but I'm not. But for him, I'm going to go recycle some coffee.
Okay.
Walk around for a little bit.
Yeah, go enjoy the show.
You need anything?
I have the con number 1.
You have the con, yeah. You need anything warm up?
No, I do get back.
Okay.
All right, so here we are. We get back to the live stream. Okay, let's go. Hobby shop. My wife of the clowns told me to go hobby shop visit before we go on vacation. Ken is likely enjoying a boat day. It probably is. I mean, it's the weekend, and you spend that much on a boat, you better get out there.
Are you going to have like a bit fun with Nick sometime? Actually, I think supposedly after I think it's in July 27th. When they get back into town from the show. But we'll see. But we will at some point.
Submarines of the world. Number 7 ST class. Latest fastest submarine since the British R class. And you don't appreciate how many kinds of submarines there are in the world. You got a book like this. These are submarines, you know. These aren't. It's amazing how many that have been made over time.
All right, I see Bill Cruz and Robert Cienko. Please go to the registration table. See Alan Taggett. Bill Cruz, Robert Cienko. Please go see Alan Taggett at the registration table. We got a lost phone. We've got a phone that has been lost, and it is at the registration table as well. So if you lost the phone, you're looking for your phone, it's at the registration table.
Another book, X-Planes and Prototypes. Going back to Bell X1. Short Sea Star. Here's a rare one for you. Sequoia 9, yep. No ME262 influence there.
Before we got these kids.
Morning Sea Star.
I saw your evil brother the other day, or the other moment here.
What's that?
I saw your evil brother earlier. He was having a great time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are. That was just another time. I remember dry riding around.
All right, guys, let's got a few prizes.
My grandmother sent me down a car that had been high school, the 64 Polaro.
Drawing this morning, so if you haven't checked your route,
I always saw that as an old lady's car, you know, because my grandmother had the 4-door. Of course, that had a V8 in it. But, you know, it didn't dawn on me, the Poleros were actually muscle cars. Which is hard to believe when you listen to that, you know, Dodge and Plymouth transmission whine.
Ever been in a turbine car?
No, but the guy I was just talking to on the phone and not only got a ride in it when he was a kid, he's bought a bunch of models of it. Some he's built, some he's holding on to. That's like one of his favorite cars in the world. And he was at the World's Fair when he was there. And he kept trying to go for the golden ticket that was in one of the rides. And finally, they just took a picture. Kid, just here, go take a ride in the car. Let me know.
One of the cars down to the SAE meeting. College chapter saw our one car. They had this engineer from one of the plants in Milwaukee that was he was selected to have the car for several months.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they gave them employees to drive around and keep notes on. And it was regular people. And they got in the car with such a celebrity. Some of them are like, they couldn't deal with all the people hounding them all the time about the car.
Well, this guy had an interesting story. He would take his cars to his full-time mechanic and work out of his barn
He'd sit there and listen to the car as it ran to tell you what was wrong with it. So this guy drives the turbine car, and the guy says, "Turn your fan off and turn the motor on." And I mean, when you put your hand underneath the exhaust, it's just a long breeze.
What's amazing is the actual power section. Was what, about that size of a football, maybe? You know, it was most of it was all the accoutrement, the actual power. Of course, then I guess then the power part of a piston when you get together isn't that much physical space.
The big thing that they told us was that in the city it didn't have enough pickup in the city.
And also it burned a lot of fuel idling.
You have drive, park, and reverse. That was it.
Yeah, no transmission.
And there was rare earth metals in it that
Oh, yeah.
were very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And that killed the product. It was, if you went like into the city, you know, from like Chicago to Milwaukee or Boston to New York.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
That was no problem. But when you were in stop-go traffic, it wasn't that good.
A lot of people don't know they actually did that also with a truck. They made a turbine truck. Pretty cool looking one, too. But the thing I didn't appreciate till I started getting into it a little bit because of the models was that people don't realize they had a turbine car in the late 40s or early 50s.
Yeah,
and
the Plymouth.
The Plymouth, that's right. And the turbine car didn't really get any attention until they put that cool Italian design body on it, you know, and Chrysler really, the styling is what sold that. I mean, there were some people who bought them and wound up dropping regular pistons and transmissions in them because they like the styling so much. But the turbine car has a much longer history than a lot of people realize.
Oh, yeah. They go back to the late 40s, early 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they told us that the turbine car that we saw, the one that had the model, that was like the 7th generation of that engine.
That was that. In fact, I think the reason they did that was they thought it was now mature enough to take this role. And of course, we all know the story, but you got to give Chrysler credit for trying.
Chrysler had a Corvette too. It was a 12 motor with a mid-engine design, and that was. It just didn't make it to the.
Which one was that? You know the name of the car?
Trying to remember.
Ken's probably on the boat.
It was a mid-engine vehicle. I know that it was a W312 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number.
The books are just $5, but if you buy a model, I'll give you one.
It's like a game changer. Just keep on the charge.
No, those were interesting times. You know, when everything's about performance and style, you know, today everything's about economy, and I get it, and being green, and I understand it's not a bad thing, but we really grew up in a cool time to experience this stuff.
Well, people don't realize that Chrysler built a lot of. What was he saying? Chrysler didn't make a very good new car. Boy, did they make some great old cars. A friend of mine has a 70 Challenger that he bought in 1980. It had been painted green, Sherwood green. And he bought that. It was a 6-pack. It was an RT SE with a small window. He had all the options in it as far as the overhead console in it and the automatic. And I just saw the car a couple months ago. And that thing was gorgeous. He had some problems with his firewall. So he got a firewall out of a red Challenger in Arizona. Brought it to his shop. Took it and put it in his car and took the actual number of the original firewall and welded it back in the same place, put it in there, and kept the original firewall in the garage so people could see that he had done this. So, you know, this car is, I don't think it's a restoration as much as it is a preservation because he left everything underneath the body. He left everything he could, the original DNA on this. So,
it's a hard thing to keep a car or an airplane original. Parts wear out. You know, hoses dry up, you know.
Well, he worked in a Chrysler dealer, and he bought a lot of the original pieces. He's got the correct number of hoses in it, the belts, everything.
That's commitment.
Oh yeah, I mean he went so far as that he measured all the rivets. He made sure he put all the rivets back, or all the spot was back in the same spot. So I mean that was attention to detail. I mean he's been playing with it for years. And he's just got it to the point where you pick up these.
Vision this: when the car is new, going down the production line, the employee just going just trying to get his day job done. Zat. There's the welds. Push it on. Next one. Zat. But the guy who's trying to preserve it 40 years later have to make it just perfect, just like it was before.
And they've got complete books with all the numbers and all the codes. You know, like X6 would mean that there was a certain. The VIN codes. Yeah, every number in a VIN means something. Yep, and they would, and then they'd mark it off that this was, or the transmission was checked. There was a certain yellow X on there or something. And he's got all those original marks still.
Yeah, people don't appreciate how many versions of any given car there are, different option packages, including the guts of the engines and the transmissions and the performance packages.
Mother Mopar built anything you wanted back then.
Yeah.
Now you got to order.
You want to start a street brawl? Start talking about the COPAs, the corporate office things.
Purchasing orders.
Yeah, purchase orders, COPAs. I mean, boy, then the religious nuts come in and they're like, no, it's COPAs. No, it's not. The next thing you know, they're back there knocking each other's dentures out.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting car,
It is.
If you've got the documentation behind it, fine.
Yep.
But, don't tell me your facts. Give me the action. Related statistics. It's interesting. And people don't know that the last Camaro that we built was actually a precursor to the Z28. We brought out the last 67.
Last Camaro, or
It actually had the new engine in it for the Z28.
The way I remember the original Camaro, the thing that made it round headlights and turn signals and quarter windows.
Yep.
And I think they only put that for like 1 year.
Yeah, 68 had no quarter windows. Yeah. And they had the side markers on.
I knew a girl in high school that had a 69 Camaro, or excuse me, I was in college, she was in high school. Her daily drive was a 60, her dad was a car guy, big time. His garage, and he wasn't the guy with 1,000 parts. He finished them. He started on a car and he worked it through till it was done. Okay, he just a man with a lot of energy and know-how. He forgot more about cars than a lot of working mechanics in the 80s. Anyway, he put together a 69 Camaro, and it was a beautiful daily driver. And he gave it to his daughter, and she drove it like a maniac. But she gave me a ride in it one time, and I was like, this is a great car. And she goes, oh, it's just something my dad gave me. That's all it was to her. It was just something her dad gave her. Something to drive around. And I'm like, well, if you ever decide you want to get rid of it, you let me know.
Oh, yeah. My father-in-law bought a 1965 Mustang. He was looking for
You mean a 64 and a half or
a 65?
A 65, okay.
It was 6-cylinder. It was finished in copper with a white interior, 6-cylinder automatic. And that was one sweet life. And I've only seen one other car like that.
Yeah, because most people got the straight shift in them.
Usually, yeah. But
this is the actual housewife car with the automatic. Yeah.
It was, he bought that car and he put on this little hat and the sport coat and drive around with it.
The one I fell in love with was a family friend of ours, the late Bill Pope, had a blue Mach 1, about a 70 or 71. He brought in that long Mustang. I just fell in love with that car. I've loved Mach 1s ever since. I have a Mustang.
Ask John about it.
Oh, that's all I need to bring home another kid.
No, this is finished.
Oh.
Hey, John. John, show him the 71 Mach 1.
You can throw the line on there first, and have a little bit more leeway between I keep it short.
The other car I love is the mid-60s. Oh.
Advertise, like, manufacturers like, oh, like 20. But it's nice, yeah.
Oh, beauty, eh? And it's even the same color. Wow, that looks just like Noel's car. Except this was he didn't have the the fancy hood.
I recommend it a lot for beginners too, so you don't have to invest a whole lot of money. You can see what you're talking about.
Yep, Boss 351. Yeah, his wasn't a Boss, but looks like and nice work too. Good clean lines on the edge and everything. Beauty.
It's like that first call. No, they might be the one behind it.
You're here from Spray Gunners? Or?
That's beautiful work.
I'm really interested in. I'm not new to
Ooh. We're now I have Coltman over there, but on the other side here we have the guys from Spray Gunner. Guys, if you happen to be in the Orlando, Tampa area, somewhere around here, come on down here. We're at the Eco Expo Center at the Strawberry Fairgrounds here in Plant City.
We're all together in Main Street, but I got the section on the side of we're all together in the group. But it's not that happening. I got there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I gotta put a full pump in. I gotta fix my wife's car. I had it in the garage trying. Just got one.
That's the snap tank kit.
I got the
fuse keeps blowing on this car.
the later version.
Why it does that? Right
If
now,
you buy both of them, I'll make you a sweetheart deal and throw in a couple of books for you.
roll out of my garage with 4 cars.
You want to buy more models.
Yeah. My wife says she'll kill me. I have to remember that.
Man, I don't know. That's not it's just much, there's that much room to keep hands in. I don't know how they can regulate inside the seat.
Welcome back, my friends. The show that never ends, never ends, never ends. Step inside, step inside. Da, 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 This is the Wolfman that we have for sale. This is the old monogram. Glows and includes glow-in-the-dark paint, which actually is better than a glow-in-the-dark model, because if you don't want glow-in-the-dark, you don't have to use a paint, you can use it on something else. I have no idea if that glow-in-the-dark paint is good anymore. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it's all still in the bag, and the Wolfman is brown. Sure enough, there's the glow-in-the-dark paint. It even includes a tube of Tester's glue, which may or may not have been opened previously. Maybe I should display this like this so people can see it. It's a vintage glow-in-the-dark paint.
That's exactly. I come back Monday we're off. Never worked it's frustrating. I want to pull the food box.
I know use that. And to clean that good, all we have to do is throw some solvent through it, back the wash it, and we're good to go.
Oh, how much more better?
Yeah, exercise my legs a little bit.
Okay, buying model kits is a hobby unrelated to building model kits. Now, there's a truism.
That's pretty funny.
My wife had this paid for it. One guess.
Can I get we're live streaming. There it is. Buying model kits is a hobby unrelated to building model kits. That's perfect. So you should buy some more. We're working sweetheart deals today, throwing in free books.
The problem is I haven't found what I'm looking for.
What you looking for?
An early 70s Dodge van.
That's going to be a trickier one to find.
The C5A Galaxy.
Actually, no, that was a C130, not a C5.
Galaxy.
It's funny now, I think I haven't seen a C5 Galaxy kit here.
No, I have not.
C141 Starlet.
That kit's fairly common.
Guys, I forgot to mention, Ken is in Maryland. He's not on the boat. He and his wife went up to Maryland.
Oh, did they? Really?
Yeah, they're visiting his folks up there. Actually, he's getting together with Steve. I think they already got together, or they're going to get together, but I think they already did.
Yeah, because Steve's up there. Steve hasn't moved yet, right? He's still thinking about moving?
They got the house on the market. A lot of independent they can sell the house.
Wasn't he going to, what, North Carolina?
I think he's looking at Boone.
Boone, North Carolina?
Yeah, in that area.
Yeah, good friend that I visit all the time up in Raleigh.
He needs to be away from his booth, letting his wife run it to be an actual vendor, out shopping for bargains and dissing his customers. Well, yeah, why do you think we come to these things?
Did you buy any raffle tickets? You should be checking.
No, I didn't buy. Yeah, not yet. I'll probably go and buy some just to support the operation. I mean, if you win, that's great, but I'm not. That is a rather precarious stack of models, right?
Yeah, it's like a Jenga game.
Our gentleman next to us is sort of playing Jenga with some of the smaller kits.
If you win, you get a kit.
There you go.
If you win, you get a kit.
All right, what do we got?
Just because, I mean, it is going to happen no matter what.
I don't collect kits, I hoard them. All right, well, I would put the camera facing where everything's at. The problem is that's where the glass doors are at, and you're just going to get a lot of glare.
Did you walk around and show them?
I did. I walked around the whole, yeah. I kept putting the computer down. I was kind of like, man, if I put this computer on one of these builds, they're going to chase me out of here with a pitchfork.
But you wouldn't have a 62 Plymouth Fury hood, would you?
You got to buy the whole kit.
I got the car.
Oh, you just want the hood?
Yeah, I got the car for $1 a couple of years or so ago.
Here's how you balance the scales on that. You buy that one. You vac or mold. They'll use the hood to mold another hood. So you got a duplicate. And then you have two models for the price of one plus $1.
It's actually true because I do molding. That's what I do. I mold out parts that I'm missing. It's not hard to do.
Really?
Well, you get a mold kit. You get a mold kit at Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I'm not into that high tech stuff.
Oh no, it's not.
It's not hard. You literally, it's like mixing. It's like mixing biscuit dough. Put it in there, wait for it to harden, peel it out, pour in, boom, part.
Yeah, I've got like 18 projects in the middle.
Is that all? Come on, Jeff, you can do better than that.
Only 18? Come on.
But, okay, do you do any whole bodies?
No, I don't. I haven't molded a whole body, but I know molding a hood, like the hood out of that Fury right there, just like Max said, it's easy. Put it this way, I need an engine for a PT-17, and I bought the PT-17. I had one. I needed, just like Max said, I had one. I need another one. Easy, and it came out beautiful.
And you can do it as many times as you need to.
Once you make the mold, you can
once
repeat.
I make one hood, I'm adapting. I've probably already got one adapted to it. I don't remember what it's from. But I can do anything like that, except I don't get into right now I'm making a car out of my wife's defunct Alsatian hairdryer. And everything is fabricated except, the tires and wheel, the Mustang engine, a 53 Ford chassis that I'm modifying, and the whole rest of it I fabricated by hand. from the back end to the front end. I'm fixing to do the radiator grill, and it's all custom the way I did it.
Then molding should be a walk in the park.
I got the idea. One day I was drinking.
The best story start off that way.
I don't drink alcohol, no. But my uncle, he lived in Texas most of the years. Well, he was a side alcoholic. He was a paratrooper. He jumped out of an airplane in a movie with Errol Flynn. That guy. He'd fight with anybody.
Corregidor, was that the movie? I remember he was in the Pacific.
Yeah. What was the name of Flyboys?
I remember when Errol Flynn was a paratrooper, but he's fighting
the Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah. It was on Corregidor.
He said he was second to Errol Flynn. But and now I don't remember why I'm telling about him.
Now talk about a man who could drink.
But well, he came to the Lord before he went on. He was a hellraiser. If he ever borrowed your car and brought it back with a dented fender, you thank God he didn't roll it 6 times. That was Uncle Al. He was a Hyatt. He had a band, a country music band. There were about at least 6 of them in Pulaski, Tennessee. But he went to Texas and lived most of his life and drove an 18-wheeler. Found him out there in California after he'd had a stroke or a heart attack.
Sounds like a real-life Clayton Delaney. Remember that old song?
I know exactly. I know.
Well, he came to visit us. We were at Columbia at that time, Tennessee. And he said, you know, my singing group is Lonesome Al and the Texas Drifter. I said, I saw you on TV a week or 2 ago and didn't know it was you. Because I hadn't seen him since 50. Last time I saw him, he was staggering drunk. But anyway, I don't know what what would you charge me to make a hood for that? And send it to me. About $50.
How much does that model cost?
That'd be the thing. I'll give you a better deal on the model if you want to buy the whole model. If you want both of them, I'll
make you an even better deal.
I'll make you an even better deal. I'll give you a better deal on it.
A better deal is not good enough.
Joe hands are
they're getting pricey.
Yeah, they're getting pricey. They're
my daughter got me
but Joe hands did a good job.
Like in the video, they got the paddle shifter, and I had that on the BMW.
Oh God, John Hanley was. You know, believe it or not, the man who started John Hanley actually started making model airplanes that were so good. He was one of the awards that the military had in making the recognition models, and he had an annoying attention to detail.
Okay, you use a draftsman for Rogers Motor?
Yeah. Oh, better. I would say, I don't think anybody's ever made better kits than Joe.
He did all the promos, too.
Yep.
A lot of the early.
Well, that was really how he made his money for a long time.
Yeah, it was promos.
In fact, the death of the promo market is what really killed Joe.
Yeah. How you doing?
I talk to Walter all the time. Yeah, no, I actually just recently picked up the million. Yeah, I found it like some.
I know. There's a.
I know what this is.
I don't know. Yes, if you go down like I think that next one. He's got a bunch of decals out. You see it at the end of this row. But he's got. Oh, and there's also right at the end of this row. You'll see it. There's a bunch of binders out, and he's got all the binders. So yeah, all you do is just look it up. I'd be surprised if you didn't find it there.
There needs to be.
You know, he had the ability to make one,
but it's not.
Jeff, enjoy the show.
Jeff, take care.
Max.
Yeah, like you can't sit without falling.
Model Palooza, maybe.
Yeah, Jack's
or Jack's gone.
And then we got those printers that talk to the wall.
I might do that for the next Model Palooza, depending on my schedule.
What's that?
Just stay at the hotel there, you know.
Listen to your wife.
Life is short. Buy your models. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I actually built, it's about that big. I built one that was given to me. That is one of my favorite cars. I just think.
I built that kit.
And you know that car still exists. It's still driving. Batmobile, yeah. I can believe it. That could happen today if that thing drove down the road.
Yeah, take care, Jeff. Congrats on the anniversary, too.
Familiar?
I'm sorry?
Familiar?
I use a Grex right now, just the trigger.
Yeah, TGE. Yeah, I'm partial to the pistol grip myself.
I guess there's something about, and then pulling back and having to hold it. I can use my middle finger on a trigger so much easier.
Yeah, I feel that way too. That's why I kind of prefer Grex pistol grip. It doesn't have to be Grex, but just pistol grip in general, because I'm more used to like the spray gun, larger volume stuff. Like having that precise control is kind of why I don't do brush painting.
It's interesting. I'm doing a live stream. Why don't I turn the camera and why don't you tell the folks about your product is battery operated airbrush, because that sounds awfully interesting.
Yeah. I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
How about Nessa? You're more friendly than I am.
We're doing a live stream. Why don't you tell us about the airbrush, the battery operated airbrush? Introduce yourself and then.
Hi, hello. My name is Nestor Espinosa from Spray Gunner. Let me introduce our cordless compressor with airbrush. They came with 2 batteries, rechargeable. You can take out, take in, and that is super cool solution for paint figures, even whole scale model. They have 20 PSI air pressure. That is super cool. Let's check it out, spraygunner.com. We see you there, guys.
Thanks, Nestor. Appreciate that. Okay, now you have to give me one.
I was waiting for that. One for me too.
That's actually a really cool idea, though. A battery-operated airbrush, so you don't need a compressor or anything like that.
Yeah, this way you can just pour and shoot.
That's fantastic.
I like that. You don't have the cord dragging.
How much are those things running?
For the kit, it's $85.
And you said it comes with 2 batteries?
2 batteries, yeah.
And a recharger, I gather.
Yeah, it comes with it's the standard USB-C.
Oh, it's a USB. Just
but it does come with one.
So I mean, throw that up there too.
$85. I mean, come on, you don't need a compressor. You can take. Oh God, I could take stuff on the road with me.
Yeah, you could. Well, you can take paint seal.
Yeah. I'm
that'd be
the
nice.
captain. I can take whatever I want. I don't want like a compressor with me.
Good. When I fly, I'll just give it to you to carry up in the cockpit. That is.
I quit doing that.
Yeah.
That's pretty doggone interesting. Oh my God, I have that kit, that F-104 cockpit. I've been like another day. We already got people are commenting they're gonna have to look into that. So
no, I mean they're convenient. A lot of set dressers love them, like makeup people, just because.
Of course, because they're running around touching up makeup all over.
It saves them the time of having
that because of makeup artists in Hollywood have to use airbrush. They use those.
Yeah, I just like the idea that I wouldn't have to haul my compressor around because I got one in.
That's I mean,
all kinds of awesome airbrush stuff. If you guys need airbrush stuff, this is the place to be. Right. We got Max's models over here.
Hello, in the house.
All kinds of stuff.
I'm pushing some styrene for Hurricane Hobbies.
Styrene, pushing books.
And Fran's letting his stuff go from his personal stash.
10 out of 10. Help yourself to one of those.
You guys, you're getting a lot of comments here. They're liking this.
$85 on this.
That's the swinging deal. Price on a water cost you that.
Well, I think the last time I bought an Alana, a good while ago, I think I paid $1.25 for the one. I got a nice
that's
one.
more like a patch.
Yeah, that's got some potential there. But we see these guys here for show too.
Yeah.
But buying it here, it's not paying any shipping or anything like that.
No. You're here, you buy it.
Yeah, exactly. I just got to sell some more stuff.
This one right now.
Sell one vice to buy the same vice.
I'm selling the marijuana to pay for my heroin.
That's actually a better analogy. One vice for another, but they're similarly related.
I gave up smoking so I could eat more cake.
I used to primarily just be online.
I actually did give up smoking cigars. I'm coming up on my third anniversary.
Classes. It's actually the Warhammer tournament. We started doing Warhammer stuff.
Successful.
What's going on right now?
Keeping my other vices.
Yeah, the problem with giving up overeating is one, I've really gotten good at it. I just hate to lose that, primacy.
Yeah. Stay with your strength, baby. Just stay with your strength. Kind of like me with a good scotch. Actually, I got a.
The way to tell a good scotch from a bad scotch is how much enamel you swallow. I think I feel pits in my teeth. That's a cheap scotch.
I refuse.
But when you have like a silky layer left there, oh, that's a good scotch.
Well,
you ever had Blue Label?
Yes.
I was like, my God, this doesn't taste like scotch. It's this stuff. I feel like I'm drinking liquid silk.
Yeah.
And I'm not even really a scotch guy. I'm more of a bourbon guy.
Got some good. I like. Matter of fact, my buddy bought me a really good. You ever hear of Weller's?
Maybe.
Weller's is it's bourbon, not scotch.
Okay.
He bought me for my retirement a few weeks ago. I had a just a little neighborhood thing or whatever, just some friends, and he bought me a bottle of Weller's Antique 107, which is like using your example. That's silk. Of course, you pay for silk too. You're not. This isn't rayon. You're not paid for cotton.
Yeah. This is not a synthetic.
This is not synthetic. It is really, really good stuff. It's one to go one glass, sip. It's just
somewhere there's a silkworm. Wonder where its deposit went.
Exactly right. I like bourbons too. There's a lot of. It was interesting with bourbons. I was here in Florida trying to find Buffalo Trace. Sometimes it's a big challenge.
Yeah.
And when you find it, it's kind of stupidly priced at times. I flew out to the Pacific Northwest to visit my son and my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law's husband is a big bourbon guy, so I said, well, I'll wait till I fly out there. Get him a nice bottle of bourbon when I go up and visit him in Seattle. I flew in up there, went to the liquor store, all the Buffalo Trace. I could have bought a pallet load of Buffalo Trace at cheap prices. For whatever reason, that's not the. I guess it's almost regionally.
There's some apparently, I guess, fairly cheap whiskey that was legendary with all the fighter pilots of Vietnam. I think it was called Johnny Weed or something like that. And I thought I would get a bottle just to put with my model jets and everything. Couldn't find it, and they still make it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, but it's just nobody drinks that stuff. I guess you got to go on Air Force Base to get it.
Well, my buddy, my good friend, another Army buddy, matter of fact, was my sponsor when I came in. He came to visit me and he bought me a bottle of patent bourbon. And it's a bottle of bourbon with patent. It's called patent something or whatever. Real cool bottle. Being a retired tanker.
Third Army.
He goes, and he gives it's so funny. He gives me a bottle. He goes, don't drink it. I said, why? You just want me to, keep it as a display? He said, no, friend. It's terrible. Anybody said, open the bottle. It's horrible. It's one of the only reason we bought it. It's the famous man.
Infamous, I think, would be more of a.
There you go.
How are you?
Living the dream. Steven, what's up? You go by Stefan or Steven? You go by Stefan or Steven? You go by Steven or Stefan? Steven. We're working deals here, so anything you like, I'll knock something off and toss a book in for good measure. I come here to push this stuff, not to bring it home.
You a pusher? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. I'm a styrene pusher. Hey, that's it. We need to start our own Scotch company called King Tiger.
There you go. It doesn't even have to be good. It's just a label.
Just the label.
It's a label. Like I said, this patent bourbon, the label's like way cool. I'll show you next time you're over the house. But it was so funny. It's horrible.
I have 3 bottles of airfield wine at the house that Fred gave me that I won't open. I have no idea if it's any good or not. One's got a Hellcat, one's got an SVD, and one's got a Mustang.
No, you can't open that.
You can't open that. That's set
Every time
decoration, baby.
I ask about these people,
Or if you do open that, you refill them with something that looks like wine in there. Put a fake cork or something in there.
That's more.
Nah, there's too many others.
Really intricate.
Yeah, I just use it for decoration.
It's overkill.
I was drinking that Angel's Envy. And also,
funny thing about these is that
they accidentally grabbed the wrong Angel's Envy. I got the special reserve. Why is it so expensive? Because you got special reserve.
This two,
and he's like, you want to get
particular?
Yeah, what the heck? Give it a shot. It's nice. Really nice. Although I kind of prefer the dairy thing. But anyway,
2mm, which is your
it's definitely up there with Makers or maybe a little above. But he offered me to buy, to get the one where you buy out of the barrel and has it on tap. That's a couple $100. Like,
I won't get that much satisfaction.
But I ran out. My wife saved the bottles because they're so nice. But I ran out and I was kind of like, I just sort of quit drinking.
Brand new
recently, no particular reason. Just kind of
lost
the mood.
That was it. I quit cigars 3 years ago. People ask, I would love to tell you I stopped smoking cigars because it's better for my health. Same thing. I woke up one morning, I go,
just don't feel
like it. I lost the taste. Now I go out with a bunch of guys. We have like a cigar night.
Yeah.
I can go out there. It's a social. I could sit around lunch, people smoking cigars. They go, don't you get the urge? I go, no, I don't. I just
kind of surprised.
Weird. It's like a light switch. That it's good for me was just a collateral benefit, but not the.
No, same thing here. And I might. If the mood strikes by another. But right now, I'm just kind of like, just don't,
Thank you, though.
Absolutely. Sometimes, our body tells us what we need and what we don't need if we're smart enough to listen to it. I won't say I'm always smart enough to listen to it. As evidenced by all the pistachio ice cream watching Resident Alien.
You are annoying. You should die now.
My daughter bought me pistachio ice cream for Father's Day along with some other stuff. And I go, well, my daughter bought this for me. It'd only be right if I...
It would hurt her feelings.
It would hurt her feelings if I didn't.
Hey, Bob, what's up?
It's not filming, it's videoing. At Hurricane Hobbies, showing a stash that just came in. There was one kit, a Bandai Panzer IV hoist record.
Okay, yeah.
The Bandai, you get 140th, 148th, or 150th, or that's in 115th scale. And I made it.
What is with these off scales of these guys?
Yeah, 115. It's my
148, 135, 116.
All these models from 1970.
Yeah. Well, there was a scale war, and Miracle one.
And
148 versus 140.
I saw that. It stood out at me. I said, "Oh, there it is," because I was excited about it in the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my early teens, it was on the cover.
What's marked?
It may have been the Squadron Shop catalog back then. It was half magazine, half catalog.
I remember it well.
I still have those.
15.
But I couldn't find it. I said, "Now, what happened to it?"
The only armor I brought is just this hound and this Nashorn, and I wasn't sure what to get, so I only had so much room, so I just mixed some sci-fi, some armor, some aircraft, some real space.
I was trying to do some research on this model,
and
I found people are trying to sell it on eBay for $100 to $150.
They can try. You remember, and Ian's smart about this. He doesn't look at what people are asking. He looks at what they sell for, and that gives you a better. Of course, here you obviously don't have to pay your tax or shipping. Now, one of the things is that Ian just got in stack, and I actually have one in my stash. Amaru-san, I think, is a 1 to 50 scale Hayate or one of the Japanese fighters. I'm like, that's back when they were just kind of like design the kit to fit the box and then figure out the scale out afterwards. And I tell people, if you get a kit like that, you might not want to build it. You might want to just keep it in the box if you're a collector, because once they're gone, that's it.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty
build of 3 of a kind. I'm getting all kinds of ideas.
I'm working on my second Jeep, which is at M38, which comes in a box this big, and the Jeep's that big when you're done. But what I can't believe not only is the tiny details they make up, but that I actually got them on there. I mean, that little metal loop that goes on the front of the hood. I was like, I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose, and it did go. And I found it. Oh, holy crap! I found it.
Kind of thing you put in your tweezers, so you just.
Oh yeah, I could not believe I got it on there. And I'm kind of like, wow, I actually didn't lose any pieces.
Yeah, I just got the links on a
DC3 is one of my favorite airplanes.
Italy half-track Demog SDK C10 half-track. It's Lincoln length. But
I just call them the Skifidzis. Skifids, I just for short.
Yeah.
The Schizo tracks.
Yeah. But they're pretty darn.
You know, the Germans, they use that interleaved track system on virtually, I think, every half track they make, and most of their tanks. And I know it rides really nice, but I'm like, guys,
a number of years ago, they found it.
I mean, come on. Yeah, there's a point in time you go, this just is too much work.
Yeah, during the winter, it packs up with mud that it freezes.
Whereas ours, you just, swap the rubber band,
Yeah.
You realize that in a Sherman or half track, because of the thing or just bolt-ons, that with the vertical volute or the horizontal volute didn't matter. If you ran over a landmine and blew a couple of wheels off in a track, you jack the vehicle up.
Oh, really?
Now, the half tracks had rubber band tracks, but they had spares. Okay, but you did about 8 bolts, and that whole wheel system just flopped off, and you just bolt the whole one on and be on your way 45 minutes or an hour.
Those rubber band half tracks on the M3 half track were so good that at a live demonstration of them driving around up in Gainesville.
She wasn't
which I think the half tracks are now at Camp Landing. They said these are the original tracks.
Well, there's a fellow here in DeLand that has a bunch of vehicles that goes to a lot of this stuff, and it's you look at it, the simplicity is amazing, and that the first half track I think predated World War One. I think it was a French design. But the designer, people right away realize the advantage. Oh, you're carrying your own hard, flat surface with you. What a grand idea.
Yeah.
I'm just not entirely sure why it took them so long to go to fully track. And I guess the half track was just simpler and cheaper, less maintenance, But by the time I got in the Army, it was all fully tracked.
Militax videos on YouTube. There's a place in Holland called Overloon. They have a whole bunch of World War II stuff, and once a year they have Militax, and there's been a whole bunch of videos on YouTube of driving. They got a bunch of German half tracks and Kettenkreds, and
that is an amazingly complicated vehicle, the Kettenkrad. I used to think it was just a motorcycle. Oh no! When you turn the handlebars, it differentials. Yeah, I mean, it was like only. And here's the thing. You can drive a Kettenkrad without the front wheel. You can just use the handle. I'm like, why didn't you just do that to begin with? But I guess it takes up weight and everything.
There were so many laying around after World War II that farmers used them for tractors.
Now they're probably worth 50, 100 grand a piece. Amazing piece of engineering, though.
In one of these Militax videos from last year, they showed a FAMU half-track, the giant, pulling a Tiger One.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's designed for, to be able to do, is recovery vehicle.
Yeah. They always say you got to use 3, but one of them pulled the Tiger One without any problem.
Yeah, on level ground. Get it out of a ditch. That's when you need 3.
They had trouble making turns with that thing.
Imagine.
The wheels turned on the FAMU and it's still going straight.
That's when you tell the commander, your tank is now a pillbox.
Yeah. But they're running through, it's a dirt path, and it was all mud. So if you wanted to get ideas how mud collects on the suspension and the wheels, watch these videos. They drove them through the mud.
Guys, we are just under 2 hours left in the Iron Modeler contest. Go by and see your teams. We got the PAMSCON team, the young ladies over there again. They're working super hard trying to get their masterpiece finished. We got the Pelican team over there. They're working on a massive
PAMSCON versus Pelican. The fight is on. Dun, dun, dun.
Then we got the Space
When you
Coast
go down
guys
here,
over
you
here.
go-
Heads down there working super
come
hard.
down on
You guys go check out what they're doing.
You come down on I-75?
No, I come down on I-4.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because I'm going to Orlando and to Jacksonville.
Yeah, guys, we've started another raffle poll.
Near, on I-75 in Wesley Chapel, turn out there's a big shopping area.
Come on up here.
And last weekend we were down
Next to
nearby.
the raffle table, we got some
My wife
sodas and
was at a
water.
tournament, and for
Food
Father's
trucks
Day,
going on
she
outside,
turned
so
off here, and there's a hobby town. So I went and bought a whole bunch of paints that I can't find anywhere in Gainesville anyway. So that was fun.
Never cared for Scotch, but I love Drambuie. I used to be based in Drambuie. Remember there in the movie Airplane?
Yeah.
That's when I was based. We're coming in low under radar. When do you be back? I can't tell you that. It's I love that movie.
I've been
Airplane.
looking for the reason to say, push the button, Max.
Oh, my wife does it. Push the button, Max.
And then something blows up. That's one of my favorites.
That's when he fires that Dr. Fate. That was Peter Falk's character.
Yeah.
Barbados Rex always recommends spray gunners.
The guy that made that movie made the Pink Panther movies.
You mean the director? Or
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
And he had a hard time finding a studio to make the movie because he wanted to use a dozen classic cars and shoot it on location.
Yeah, I can see why they balked. Yeah. My favorite line of it. Let's see that great Leslie top. That one.
Oh, yeah. As they're climbing out of the mud.
The battery is about to die on my computer, so I think the live stream is going to self-terminate shortly.
Oh, okay.
If we can make some deals.
I don't think there's. I didn't see any power cord drops.
No, neither did I. Well, guys, the batteries, according to my little window here, what are we down to? I charged before I left because I figured this might happen.
I had this.
23 minutes.
Oh, gotcha.
And you said from Observer. I had that back in the 60s.
Can have another one.
You did say you did a drive-through of the displays.
Oh, yeah, I went all the way.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. And took a bunch of photos also.
I came with a patch and said when it was going to go off, and I was a little kid and I thought it was real.
Back when NASA had, ambition.
Yeah.
Other than just staying funded.
Of course,
yeah, but now they're going to take
the fallacy.
Essentially.
Well, that was going to happen eventually.
The fallacy of those things sticking out and rotating, the gravity's going to be different on every level.
Yep, that's right. Not only is it different on every level, but if you try to go from one to the other, you wind up going through gravity shifts. And people also forget that it tends to cause nausea because you're still spinning in a circle. So, unless you're facing the direct angle of rotation combined with the fact that you're traveling, your body is sensing a side load. Yeah, spinning to create gravity has a lot of limitations to it. I love it in the movie Interstellar, though, when the space station, they're spinning it, the kid hits the baseball and you see it curve around because the station's moving as the ball's flying,
Guys were talking about that after they saw John.
Yeah, like tracer bullets. When you're in a plane, seeing tracer bullets.
Yeah, why do these bullets curve?
Wander around a bit more.
I think I'm going to go. We'll see you later, man. I don't even go drunk. We can see if they still got the coffee over there. So it's still there?
Yeah, see that door right there?
Oh,
They
okay.
had some coffee and donuts.
We'll see if they got some coffee.
If they have enough, just carve me a cup, but if they
Oh,
don't,
okay.
I'm good without it.
Okay.
They did have donuts in there, too. I don't know if they're still there.
I imagine those long since gone the way.
I don't know. A lot of people weren't in there when I was there.
It's almost a month's worth of numbers. If you go to the Champions website, it also
Blue Troopers in Max's absence, I'll just do some advertising for some upcoming shows next year in case you happen to be in the Florida area. Let me see if I can hold that up. That's next year's PAMSCON. I apologize for shaking it around. Hold it up there for a little bit. And that'll be right here in Plant City as well. And then Pelicon. Again, next year's Pelicon, April 26th. Pretty big down here, and that's in the Tampa area. Last one will show up. Not a model show, but I know a lot of Blue Troopers like myself, retired military or have a military slant or just build military models. This is a really good military collector show that's coming up.
All right, guys, we got new numbers up on the raffle
in
board. Come check out
Sarasota. Try to get that clear.
We got new numbers up there. We still got plenty of stuff to give away today. Come buy some more tickets.
If you happen to be in Florida or in the Florida area during any of those events, they're probably worth
again, go by
stopping by and seeing.
Iron Modeler contestants are over there working super hard for you.
I'll now return you to your regular programming, whatever that may be.
Come up with. Don't forget, they're sponsored by Spray Gunners. Spray Gunners
Put a coffee left in a box. That's
no. Go over there and visit with
them. Buy a raffle ticket, support the show.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll be here.
Don't forget, they're located over
Max is going to. They got a really big raffle. What you need? I was just keeping the crew entertained as much as I can entertain, which isn't much. You know. No, they have a huge raffle here. Probably the biggest one I've seen at multiple shows I've gone to. Conservatively, at the height, they probably had 125 to 150 kits that they're raffling off. Max is headed over there right now to buy a bunch of tickets. And actually, the tickets are really cheap. $1 a piece, 30 for 20 bucks. So you still got a chance. There's still probably 80 or so kits up there. Really nice kits. The kits are primarily donated by vendors here or by the club themselves, the club members themselves. This is a pretty good club, PAMSCON, on the probably the same scale as JaxCon that you may remember Max doing a live stream from that back in. We did that back in February. So very similar. A lot of similar faces, but this one we get a lot more folks. It seems like a lot more folks from South Florida, not quite the drive to here in Plant City, which is just north of Tampa, south of Orlando, north of Tampa, as opposed to going all the way up to Jax. So, so far, pretty good show. Got to meet a couple other Blue Troopers that I've only seen on chat streams as opposed to getting to meet them face to face. So again, probably just a few more minutes left on this before the PC dies. I don't know what Max is, I think tentatively mentioned to me this morning about trying to do a live stream maybe tomorrow night, Sunday night, because we'll be here till probably 1700, and then he's got to drive back to Jax, which is 2.5 hours or so, him and Monica, and then I have to drive back to my house and my wife because we're taking care of the grandkids tonight up in Sanford. So I got about an hour and a half drive back up north to do that. All good. So if you have any specific questions that you want to ask Max or about the show itself, send them in the chat, and I'll make sure that Garfield, I'm looking at it now. Am I Max's replacement? Yeah. As Max would say, I got a face that's made for radio or whatever. You steal his line.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, my friend.
I'm not as good as Steve or Ken in terms of following the chat. Plus, Max didn't tax me to do it, but I'm jumping in right now. He's on his way back. But for those who don't know, I love plastic and still do a bunch of plastic. I'm primarily do vintage solid wood kits from the 40s and 50s, and you may have seen one or two of those in previous live streams. So, in terms of knowledge level. Probably a bit more about that, the genesis of our hobby from like the late 30s, 40s, and mid 50s, early monogram kits and Mod AC, Rogers, a lot of one-off companies. So it's been kind of fun. I only got into it over the last couple, probably 12, 15 years. Prior to that, I used to work in hobby shops on the side, and that's where my love of hobbying came from. My dad started me back when I was little, and it's continued on. Some would call it a vice, I call it therapy. So we each have our own. I also have Max's phone, so if somebody wants me to check something, I'll see if he's got any surreptitious stuff on here when he's not looking. Yeah, my sympathies to all of you in the Northeast with I watched it on news before I drove down here this morning. The heat wave that's really hitting you. I mean, we got it real bad, and we're in Florida. We're kind of used to it, and it was bad down here for about 10 days. We were in a drought. We averaged around probably where I live in Orlando, somewhere between 97 and 98, and that was brutal. So all you folks that are going through that heat wave up there in the north, and I grew up north, so I know it's not used to it. My deepest sympathies. Hydrate, try to stay out of the sun and all that kind of stuff. I know it's just brutal. So use that as an opportunity to stay inside in the air conditioning and go into your equivalent of the Tarbus and spend some time there as opposed to doing something else. So now, again, as I said earlier, now I'll turn it back to your regularly scheduled programming and to follow the chat.
Oh, it's dying. Battery is running low. Guys, looks like we're going to terminate for dead battery.
I started to follow the chat just a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, I know you're doing better than me. Okay, I got to close down because it's the battery's dying. Guys, thanks for joining us for a couple hours at PAMSCon. I'll get some videos out in the next couple of days about this, but take care of yourselves. As always, model on.
Model on.